time for the doubt, they counting me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse, mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running toes, they gon' take them. Used to lose, built to win, applied myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counting me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win, applied myself, I felt it in.
What up? What up? It's the Brotherly Love Show today. I got my big brother Tony on the show today. What's going on, big bro?
Not much, man. Just trying to hold back the smile real quick. I'm just gonna reserve it and be reserved for a while.
Hey, you will have your time today. You will have your time today.
We're brothers. We're happy and we're singing and we're colored.
Wow.
Wow,
I'm
dude.
not that surprised.
I almost started doing the dance.
Well, me too. I'm not surprised that we got this started, man. This is Oh man. What's going on, everybody? It's Tuesday. Tuesday's a good day. Yesterday was good, but I feel like today is gonna be even better. We got two topics to talk about today. Both of them involve college basketball for men and women, so we got to get this thing started. But before we get started today, make sure you like, subscribe, and share this to somebody who you think wants to see this. This is definitely going to be a great show today. We're going to break it down to two segments once we're done. We got to talk about Angel Reese being invited to the White House along with Iowa. And we got to talk about the now five-time NCAA champions, UConn Huskies, who are undefeated in the championship game.
I feel like Angel right now. Just want
to. Hey, and you heard what Caitlin Clark said today. She said there's no reason she should be getting any kind of criticism. So that shows you how the world thinks when it comes to us.
Sure.
I feel like today's going to be a great show. We got a lot to talk about. But first, I want to get into these IG chats. First, make sure you light up that comment section first. So shout out to my boy Matt. You know, he's a Michigan fan, so I feel sorry for you that both your teams weren't able to make it to where you wanted to get this year. So I'm sorry, Matt. You know, and then I don't think you really have a football team, but you wear a Brady jersey, so you may be upset that Brady didn't play well last year. So there's not a lot of things going good for you, but I'm glad you're on the comments today, my guy.
I can argue that for him though, but go ahead.
You can, but we've already had the argument before.
Yeah, I know.
And also, I want to talk about these IG chats. Tony, you're in the IG chats, and you actually took part in it yesterday, of course, because UConn won. So I want you to talk about after I go through it. I want you to talk about these chats and why you think people need to come in. Teddy, you'll be fine. He's gone for the rest of his career now. So we have NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball, college basketball, college football, and boxing, and we have WNBA mixing with the NBA. There was an interesting question that was asked today in the WNBA NBA chat, and the question was, based on the talent that's in college basketball for women, do you think they should lower the age for it? So we won't be talking about that today, but I think that's an interesting topic that we will more than likely talk about soon. Shout out to Tay, who's in the chat, who asked that question. So I think more than likely we'll make that a topic sometime soon. So we'll talk more about that soon. And then in these chats, we talk about stuff like that, interesting questions, stuff that no one really talks about, because I haven't heard anyone ever ask that question. So we'll talk about that for sure. But we give you all the news, all all the injury updates, lineup updates, whether someone's injured, someone's playing. Andrew Wiggins is finally back, so we're going to see what that impact has with Golden State. We got some other legal issues going on now that happened in the NFL with the Arizona Cardinals. So that's going to be something that's going to be a topic we'll be talking about soon. But we have this stuff that comes out, and we bring this out into the chats before it drops on Twitter, before it drops on ESPN, before it drops on Bleacher Report. And Tony can attest to this. He'll let you know. He comes to me sometimes in the house, and he'll be like, "Hey, you know so and so? Yeah, I already posted it in the chat." He'll be like, "Oh, dang, I didn't even know that." So we put this stuff out pretty quickly because we have our own sources as well, and we're growing every single day. We had 2 shorts that reached 1,000 views within about 30 minutes to an hour. So we got we're moving it. We're getting really close and close to being monetized. So I feel really good about that. But all of these chats is what helps you get into the Refuse to Lose chat, which is a VIP chat. In order to get in there, you got to be involved in those chats and in the comment section, and you got to come on the show. So those are 3 things you got to do. So, and that's for everyone that has been on the show that's in that chat has done all of those things. And that's actually how me and Tomo got on the show. We've been in the chat, and then we just thought it would be a great idea to be a part of it. So that's how it is. So Tony, just let them know what's so great about the chats and why they should join.
Hey, look, if you're competitive, that's where you want to be at, because everybody comes in there and they say what they have in their mind, and it's a great way of coming in, and it's never disrespectful, everybody in there, it kind of keeps it somewhat PG, but
keeps it GQ.
Yeah. But it's fun, man. It's all in good fun, and I enjoy it. Like, I mean, I missed like a week at one point in time, but I was keeping up with the messages, and I was just like, man, I want to get on. I'm at work though. I'm in a meeting, right? And I don't think I can do that in front of the director and just pull out my phone in front of the director. But I almost did it because I think it's important to do that. But it's a great thing to do, and I encourage you guys to do it. My brother encouraged me for months to do it. I would, he would tell me about it. And it was like, hey, do this. And I was like, whatever, I don't want to do that. But then I finally did it. And now I can't get enough of it. It's addictive, man. It's great.
Hey, look, you gotta have tough skin as well. Be able to handle it and know your stuff. Because we will let you know. We'll be like, nah, that's not actually what happened. This is exactly what happened. And if you criticize a player, know the reasons why you criticize them and have a lot of points to go towards it. Because if you don't, trust me, we're going to get at you. But we're also a family. We help each other out when it comes to business, no matter what it is. No matter what the situation is, we're always going to be there for each other. So I appreciate everybody that's in those chats, especially the Refuse to Lose chat. So I appreciate you guys. Now, last but not least, let's enjoy the show. First topic we're going to talk about involves Angel Reese, LSU and Iowa being invited to the White House. But why now, because of the criticisms to Angel Reese, that Iowa is being invited to the White House? I'm going to start this off because I can't remember a runner-up in any sport, whether it be college, pro, whether it's basketball, football, hockey, baseball, soccer, don't matter what it is. Hey, you can say badminton, you can say lacrosse, it don't matter. If you're invited to the White House, I don't recall the runner-up being invited to the White House. This is solely because of the situation that happened between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. Now, people don't realize that before the game, they praised Caitlin Clark and said that she was a for sure first round pick. They know how good this girl is. And today, Caitlin Clark came on and said there's no reason why she should be getting any kind of criticism. It's basketball at the end of the day. This is what we do. We trash talk and we play ball. That's what happens. I said this yesterday. The only reason why this is going on is because Angel Reese comes from Baltimore. And we know how it is when it comes to when you're from the DMV area. And because she has that melanin in her skin. There's no other reason why this would be happening. Why all of a sudden now that we got to invite the runner-up. Jill Biden, I'm sorry, but they already said they ain't coming. They even went on Twitter and asked Michelle Obama if they could go to her house and celebrate. So that just lets you know that you a little out of line with that. You have absolutely no reason. There's no participation trophy at all. So Jill Biden, you got to relax. Tony, let me hear your reaction.
So I had a little bit of time to think about it and try to figure it out, right? Now, would I have a problem with them being invited to the White House? The answer is no. Right? I wouldn't have a problem with Iowa being invited to the White House if they won the championship. Okay, all right. If they won the championship, okay, second place is still second place. You still lost. That's not how this works. That's not how this works. The invite always goes to the champion. You know, I don't know why they would. I mean, Caitlin Clark is an awesome basketball player. There's nothing you can take away from her.
Phenomenal.
Right? She has everything. She can shoot. She can score. She can shoot. She can rebound. Her passing is impeccable. I think that's the one part of her game that most people don't give her credit for is how great a passer she is.
And she got bait. She got handles too. So
exactly.
She got it all.
So now, if they invited, I would look at this differently if they invited Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark individually there, and would have them sit down like what happened back in when Obama was in the White House and they had what was called Beer Fest or something like that, where the professor from I think it was Princeton, the police came to his house and mistook him as breaking into his own house. And it was like a whole big thing going on with that. And Obama invited them to the White House, just to sit down and have a chat and to try to cool things off a little bit. That would be different, right? But you keep saying it's not even a situation. Caitlin Clark made that pretty much clear that it's not even a situation. It's all about the game. I trash talk all the time. I don't think I've ever been on the court where I haven't talked trash to people, especially when I'm shooting. When I'm shooting, I just tell them, most of the time when I shot, I would say, hey, you should probably just go run down to the other end of the court because this is going in. I would tell them that before.
That's Larry Bird-esque.
And the referees will tell me that I need to tone it down. And I would tell him he need to call fouls right. Right? I trashed. Hey, look, I got a tech all the time. It didn't bother me, because I let my game speak for itself. And Angel Reese and LSU game spoke for themselves. And they came out there and they, hey, how does Roman Reigns say it? You came in the ring and I smashed you. Mm-hmm. They smashed LA. They say smash Iowa.
They got smoked.
I did not expect that to happen that way. I figured that LSU will win. And the reason why I knew LSU will win was because they let South Carolina beat them in the season. They did so many things that were so unlike them. They should have beat them in the season. There's no reason why South Carolina should have gone undefeated, because LSU should have beat them, especially that second game. All right. So when I would beat them, I said, oh, okay, yeah, they're nothing like South Carolina. So I figured LSU will win, maybe by 7 to 10 points. I figured they will win. Not that. I was like, sheesh. I look at the score. I was like, sheesh.
Yeah.
But this right here, this is a bad thing, man. You can't do something like that. I understand as an educator what Dr. Jill Biden was trying to do. I get what she's trying to do. She's trying to even it out and say, hey, look, they're good. They're this way right here, but you can't do it that way.
Not at all. Hey, look, LSU balled out. Congratulations again to LSU. You did everything you needed to do to win. I feel like y'all should more than likely be the favorite. Y'all got everybody returning back next year. So let's see what happens. And those seniors in South Carolina, so many of them are gone. So who knows what they're going to be able to do next year.
And real quick, the whole thing about her doing this right here, right? The whole thing about her doing that right there, when you watch John Cena do it to a man laying on the ground, is that offensive? I mean, he lays the guy out on the ground, and he goes into his face and tells him, "You can't see me," and then comes in and gives him what they call the 5-knuckle shuffle and punch him in the face. All that happened is that Angel Reese gave her the sign and then laid and punched her in the face.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that happened.
She said, "Hey, you can't see me, and that ring is mine."
And Caitlin Clark took it violently. You see, she didn't even react to it. Although I know she saw it. I mean, Angel Reese is too big and too beautiful for you not to see it. But anyway, that's all I'm gonna say.
Hey, we told y'all, hey, Tomo, I need you to cue up for me. Joe Biden,
You're done, son.
there you go. All right, let's go to the next topic. I know this is what you've been waiting for. Tony has been waiting for this for days. He wanted to come on yesterday and talk about it before the game. He wanted to do it last week before the game even started. He was like, "Yeah, I want to be able to." I was like, "Look, just take your time. We got you. Let's wait until after the game." And UConn, without a doubt, has been the best team all year, whether it's record-wise or not. Tony said they were the most complete team. I didn't think so. I'll tell you this right now. I admit it. I was wrong. I thought Miami would be able to get them. I lied. I thought Alabama would be able to get them, but Alabama got put out by Arkansas. So that was that. And then UConn beat the snot out of Arkansas. I mean, that wasn't even competitive. So, and UConn has pretty much done that the entire way through the tournament. So it's been the most dominant since 1999? Most dominant championship since 1999. UConn has now is tied fourth for the most championships in the NCAA with Duke, and I think there's a few other teams. They have more than Kansas, who only has 4. Can we now call UConn a blue blood? They got more championships than Kansas, so I mean, you kind of got to put them in there. And they're undefeated in the championship game. So Tony, the floor is yours. You pretty much said that y'all were going to win it all year. Explain yourself.
Man, I've been waiting for this, right? I've been waiting for this because, you know, I don't, no disrespect to other teams, right? Other teams are great. I had to look at UConn as I knew the talent that we had. We went and got players, and I knew the talent that we had. I didn't know how it was going to work out, but then I saw the tournament they played in, and they beat Alabama, and they beat the team that was Iowa State when they beat North Carolina, right? When North Carolina was the #1 team in the country. All right. And I was like, hey.
We saw what happened to them. Didn't even make the tournament. But
I said, hold a second. We got something going on here, right? And then we went on a run, 14-0 to be exact. And I was like, okay, all right. And that's when I told everyone. I said, hey, UConn's going to probably win the championship this year. Told everybody. All right. Just saying. Just told everybody. All right. And then we went on a slump, or what everybody consider a slump, right? But I mean, I think any team that goes 8-6 with all the injuries that they had, and they still went 8-6, that's a testament to coaching. Hey, don't forget that our coach went out with COVID. Hey, so he wasn't even there. So that team still played exactly like he would have wanted them to play. Even when he was there, they got coached the same way. That means that we have a great coaching staff also.
I mean, he came from Duke, so you know.
Yeah. So anyway, so look, in all seriousness, man, I am so happy for that team. They persevered all year long. But I told everybody when they went in the tournament, they should have never put them in that region. The region that they put them in was easy for them. It was easy money. You know, how does Lionel Richie call it? Easy like Sunday morning? It was easy for them. With that team, you had to be up by at least 10 points going into halftime. But I think I was talking to Joe about this. That team has a system. They're a systematic team. They start off the game running on you, right? from 20 minutes in until about 13. Right? And then they slow it down from 13 minutes until about 6 minutes. They slow it down. And then that's right around where the TV timeout comes in. And then they come in and they go into a run that starts from like the 6th minute of the first half that goes until like the 13th minute of the second half. And as you saw, they started blowing teams out. Everybody was talking about, oh, Iona's up on them. They're not that good. Beat them, son. Beat them by double digits. Oh man, Arkansas's defense is like this. It's great. We held them to what, 33% shooting, I think it was. Mm-hmm. I mean, they were out there shooting shots like they were doing layup drills. They were just hitting all backboard and coming off. Mm-hmm. Right? They couldn't buy a bucket, right? And even if they could buy it, they couldn't afford it.
Dang.
Tell them to bring me my money.
So look. Then they go on and the next team wasn't even worth mentioning because they were there, but they were on the court, but they weren't there. But the team I like to talk about is Gonzaga, because everybody was talking about how Gonzaga was this efficient scoring team and how they were going to do it. Beat them by 28.
Full disclosure. Me and Carl were in the chat, had no respect for Gonzaga at all. We were like,
I know. I saw that.
They are not. We've seen Gonzaga been here and supposed to have gotten there so many times, and we know that it just does not work out. So I was like, I ain't falling for it. Gonzaga ain't it. If they play against UConn, UConn gonna beat them by double digits. And Carl came on the show and said that they're gonna win by double digits. And that's exactly what happened.
Hey, you know why? You know why they beat them like that? Because as my man in wrestling says, there's only one word to describe Gonzaga, and I'm going to spell it out for you. SAAFT. Soft. They soft, buddy. They soft. They had way too many great teams there over in Gonzaga where they should have won at least one championship, and they yet to do it.
Facts.
You know why? Because they soft.
Yep. They had Adam Morrison.
He's soft. Look at him in the league. He's soft.
Yep, couldn't do nothing.
He's not even tough enough to be called Sherman.
Bruh.
Dang. That's what you call it, man.
I'm just saying. And then if this Miami team, right? Carl, I accept your apology. Right? Just want to say that live.
However,
I accept the apology. Right? Right. But those boys weren't ready. They weren't ready for that storm. They can't shoot, first of all. They can't shoot. They hit a lot of lucky buckets in the tournament. They're not shooters. They're guys that bang. They got to go down low. The problem is that we bang harder.
Pause.
I was waiting to hear if you. I waited to see if you caught that. Anyway.
Oh, sorry. I wasn't.
But no. In all seriousness, I said it last night, man. San Diego State. It was a great team. They actually been a great team for a while. I just want to give them their flowers, man. They are a great team. All right. My man shouldn't have cried last night like he did. All right. There was nothing for him to cry about. Looked kind of ugly while he did it, but he should have never cried last night. Actually, you know what? I told you this last night, but he looked just like Red Grant, the dude who tried to run from there of DC.
He did.
My man that was with Cat Williams. He looked just like us. But yeah, they got nothing to apologize for. But guess what? All y'all saw, like I said in the chat last night, all y'all saw was the remake of what my college football team did to TCU.
I gotta say this too. Shout out to Tony. He pretty much owns college sports right now. Georgia beat TCU without a doubt. And then here comes UConn and just dominates all the way through the tournament. So shout out.
You know what's funny?
Shout out to you when it comes to college sports, but pro sports, I'm sorry.
You know what's funny? UConn wasn't ranked this year. When they started it out, they weren't ranked. You know what the last team to win the national championship that wasn't ranked?
UConn.
Oh man, I'm telling you, isn't that the greatest thing in the world? They show you that you ain't gotta tell us that we're good. We're gonna show you that we're good. That's the difference between this team. Man, Jim Calhoun came on. I saw him today come on, and he was smiling. But you know, I can't really call it a tradition at Georgia at UConn. You can't really call it a tradition because this is the third coach they won a championship with. One of them was I don't know what Kevin Ollie was thinking about, but he couldn't. You know, he so many damn violations. This is why we haven't been that great in a while because we had to get past these violations that Kevin Ollie put out there, right? But then they go in and get a real basketball coach in Dan, and then look what happens. He comes in there and he tells people, "Hey, y'all better get us now because in a few years, y'all gonna have to watch out for us." And what happened? 5 years. It took him 5 years. This is 5th year. He told them in a few years they're going to be dominant. And guess what?
Shout out to Bobby Hurley.
They're going to be just as dominant next year. They got some kids on that bench right now, and they got some kids they're bringing in from the pool. It's going to make them just as dominant. The only person they're really going to lose this year is Andre Jackson. That's the only person they're going to lose. The rest of the team probably going to come back.
Hawkins is the only one that's leaving?
Hawkins hasn't said he's leaving yet.
Wow.
Remember, what year is he in? Year 2.
Yeah, I must say he's a sophomore, isn't he?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
He hasn't said he's coming out yet. Sonogo's a junior. Sonogo says he's not coming. He's not coming out.
Well,
and you know what they're talking about doing? They're talking about starting Klingon and putting Sonogo at power forward.
What? That's all right. Can we end this? Can we end this now?
And they said that Klingon, who is a 7'2" guy, can shoot threes.
Yeah, we saw that. We saw that in the championship game. He definitely attempted a couple of shots and he made one of them. So
just saying.
What, 7'2"?
7'2". He out there swatting basketballs like Mutombo swat flies.
Wow. Hey, I told you, come on and have your moment. You having your moment, man. Again,
I'm
congratulations.
I'm good. I got it all off my chest now. Sorry. But to answer your question, can you call him can you call him what? You asked, can you call him what now?
Can you call him a blue blood?
If you ain't calling that year, this year, you'll call him that next year when they go back to back like Georgia did.
Oh my gosh. Hey. We're waiting.
Fear the Huskies.
Fear
the Husky.
Can't wait till next season. This was I know we're talking about UConn, but I got to talk about Duke just real quick, if you don't mind.
Wow.
If you don't mind.
Okay.
Shut up, Tom. You root for Maryland. Y'all never gonna be able to get there.
If they would, and then hold on. Before you start that, let me say something real quick.
They in the Big Ten. I don't see him doing
it. I'm gonna say this right here. Had that kid not gotten foul trouble, they had a really, really good chance of beating Alabama. That kid got in foul trouble, and that's what really did them in. I mean, notwithstanding that they, neither one of the teams, it's like they wanted to make a basket for like 10 minutes, but
exactly.
I thought I was rooting for Maryland. I thought Maryland could beat them.
Well,
anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Talk about the what are they called again? The Blue Devils.
Yes.
They called?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Talk about them.
So John Shire's first year, goes on a run at the end of the season, wins the ACC tourney, a tournament that was supposed to go to University of North Carolina, who, again, like I said, was preseason number 1, and then went unranked and didn't even make the NCAA tournament and denied going to the NIT. And also has Caleb Love in the transfer portal right now. So that's just to talk about UNC. But Duke, I think we have a good shot, even though Derek likely is going into the NBA. I think with the people that we have coming in next year, we have a good chance to be able to win the ACC again and make a run to see if we can be able to bring another championship. Now, it's John Shire's second year, so I don't think it's going to happen in the second year, but I think he should have a good shot.
Hey, so I want to address the comment and that just came up there, right? Can you put that last one back up? Yeah, that one right there. UConn lucky, Alabama lost. You do know that UConn beat Alabama early in the season, right?
Mm.
That and hold on. Let me explain something to you. That was with them resting Hawkins and Sonogo not playing because he was sick, and they still beat him.
Mm.
Bruh.
Two best players.
The two best players on the team didn't really play. Hawkins only scored 10 points that game.
Mm.
I'm just saying. Maybe they shouldn't be passing guns to people and they'd be okay.
Wow.
Bruh.
Wow. I wasn't expecting that.
Pass the ball, not the gun. Pass the ball, not the gun. No, I'm just saying.
Oh.
Bruh.
Man. Hey, again, congratulations, UConn. Congratulations to you, big bro. Now it's NFL season for you because your NBA season is over. So NFL season for you. Got to get you on for NFL next season because I don't think you came on to talk about your Patriots at all.
I did. We still got a weak quarterback.
Probably, who knows who the quarterback will be now because they're talking about shopping Mac Jones.
They've been shopping him since the season ended.
So we'll see if Bailey Zapp is going to be the quarterback or if Lamar Jackson can be quarterback. We'll see. That is the show for today, you guys. So again, Tony, shout out to you. I feel like I said, I feel like this today was a great show, and now you guys see where I get my sports knowledge from. This is the source. This is the source right here. This is my brother.
We're brothers. We're happy and we're singing and we're colored. Give me a high five.
So there you go.
Rap.
There you go. Cardo, he likes the Patriots. That's his football team. He likes the Patriots. You know, something a team that at least can go to the Super Bowl, unlike the Cowboys. We're gonna go ahead and do our best. So last words for me. Shout out to all college sports. I feel like this was a really good college season, whether it was football or basketball. It was really good. It was exciting. And shout out to women's college basketball. I feel like this has been the most exciting college basketball season for women's because of players like Boston and South Carolina. I had the other girl's name in my head, but I can't remember the other girl that plays for South Carolina. Shout out to them too. Then shout out to Caitlin Clark, of course, Angel Reese. They got a lot of good players in there, and I really can't wait to talk about this topic about what I said early in the show about one of the if the girls' age should be the limit should be lowered, because I do think that there's some talent out there now. Now that I actually after that question was asked, I actually went and did some research and watched a lot of the girls, and some of them I got some talent to be able to be in the WNBA early. So we'll see if that would be another thing to go on. So that's that there. I mean, Carter, you could say all you want about me. As far as I know, the last two times we played y'all, we bounced out of the playoffs.
My guy, you in the doghouse.
Without having what you guys consider a franchise quarterback. So you can say whatever you want about us. And we've gotten to the Super Bowl. Have y'all gotten past the second round yet?
Ooh.
Oh. So that's that. So in football, I got you in football. Can't say nothing about me in football. But that's just my words for that. Miami, do whatever you can to at least solidify yourselves in the playing tournament and not drop down like the Mavericks did. So there we go. That's my last words. Tony?
Yeah, so I want to address something that was said in yesterday's show. All right. I was listening, and then I had to get on to chat, right? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results, right? So why is Rick Carlisle still our coach again? I'm just trying to figure this out, right? I'm starting to think that, we're the second retirement home as the Wizards are when it comes to coaching. because that's all the coaches do. They go over there with the Wizards, and then they get those big packages and get the money, right, and then they get fired and retire, and they still got to pay them the money because I mean, you know how it works. Just want to say that I don't know what's going on with my Pacers, but yeah, it's I don't know. Here's the thing: you can't say they don't have talent.
They got plenty of talent. You still got Miles Turner there. You still got you got Tyler Hansborough. I mean, not Tyler Hansborough, but you know, Tyrese Halliburton. Yes.
Yeah, I mean they got a great team over there. The problem is, I don't know. They don't. If you don't know how to use talent, then why are you there? That's all I want to say. Now, shout out to women's college basketball too. I've always been a fan of women's college basketball. I love the fundamentals of basketball. Mm-hmm. And if there's anything that the women's game have over the men's game, is the fundamentals of basketball. They will set a pick, give up their body. They will dive cut. They will do everything that you want them to do in a game, versus every guy that thinks that athleticism is going to get them there. You know, i.e., LeBron James. Just saying, he's not fundamentally sound. He's very skilled, but he's not fundamentally sound. I don't know why everybody want to argue that. I mean, look at it. He's been to how many championships? How many? 10?
10.
How many has he won? Yeah, that's called that's inefficient. That's what you call it. So for you to come in there and have this argument about, oh, he's the greatest basketball player of all time and all this other stuff like that, he's the best thing and then like that. Jordan went to 6 and won 6. How many did Kobe lose? Huh? 2. How many did he win?
5.
That's called efficiency.
Bruh.
I mean, 4 out of 6 is a good grade, though.
Just saying, huh?
4 out of 6 is not bad, you know.
It's called an F. That's what it's called.
That's true.
Called an F. I'm just saying. Called 40% an F.
But in basketball, it's pretty good. That's 67% pretty much. You know.
All right, and where I come from, that's considered an F for failure.
We come from the same place, so I know.
He's a failure. The most talented player to come in the league, hands down. The most talented player to come in the league. His game is impeccable, but what he's not is a leader, and that's the reason why he can't win championships, because he's not a leader. God. He should have never. Listen. I'm being real. Dwayne Wade was the leader of that team. When they won those 2 championships, Dwayne Wade was the leader of that team. You can argue that Kyrie was the leader of the team when they won it with the Cavs. You can argue that.
Wow.
You can argue that.
We definitely got to have an episode about
just
that.
Just saying that. Now, last thing.
Stop the cap.
My last thing is about my New England Patriots. I said it last year when you guys called me on and asked me whether or not they're going to make the playoffs, and I told you they weren't. They wouldn't.
Cue up the sad music.
All right, I told you they wouldn't. Tell me the last Alabama quarterback to make it in the NFL. You know that guy's name was Joe Namath. What's another Alabama quarterback that's made it out there that's been great? Cue the crickets, because there wasn't one.
That's facts. Hasn't been one.
There hasn't been one. There's been some good ones in college, but they haven't panned out in the NFL.
Yep.
Get rid of this Alabama talent. The only talent they have is on defense and running back.
And
a wide receiver. I'm sorry, wide receiver too. Even their linemen don't really pan out well. They go out there and they break ankles, and they got hamstring injuries and stuff like that. Come on, man. Get rid of that kid and go out and get and pay that man his money. Pay Lamar his money, and after you pay Lamar his money, then guess what? When Arizona cuts my man, guess where he's going to come at? Because he has a relationship. He has a relationship with D-Hop. Has a very good relationship with Belichick.
Mm. We will see.
That's it for me.
We will see. That is it for our show today, you guys. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.